Guidance. Guidance is the message of the day. Who do we seek guidance from? Where do we find our source of information? How do we know if the information is accurate or if it is for use in our lives? My name is Jenny. Thank you so much for stopping by. I do have a lot to unload in this message today. I have been on a hiatus, a mini vacay, a retreat, if you will. I needed to take time, a little break to myself, and it was planned that way because I wanted to reconnect to source. I felt myself that my life was becoming unbalanced, and I was working too hard, too involved in this work and trying to balance everything else going on in the 3D. So I needed to take some time, and I'm so glad I did, because with solitude and with retreating back and taking my energy back to myself, I learned so much in a week, 10 days to be exact. I feel like that message alone is important to share, that we do need to take time to ourselves. And when you call your energy back to you, you are responsible for creating the boundaries, setting the perimeter around yourself in order to sustain your energy. So I did find it kind of ironic, and it's really not ironic because it is divine. But when I was going into this message today to kind of talk about some lessons learned and about balance, I thought I'd do a card pull. I wasn't even sure if I was going to pull an oracle card. But I said, you know what? I need something to validate the direction that I plan to take with the information that I'm putting out there for people. So I did, and I meditated on which deck to use, and I felt very drawn to the Witching Hour Oracle by Sherry Gerhardt. And when I shuffled and this card flew out, Guidance, I'm like, that is really funny. And that is absolutely perfect, because that is all I can say I feel I offer right now at this stage of my development is guidance based off of what I have gone through and what I have experienced thus far. Because I'm still learning, I'm still growing myself, but I have a lot of experience in the spiritual realm and a lot of the challenges and lessons that are learned along the way. And I feel like I could offer some assistance and some pointers. And I am always available, and I'm always here for anyone that has questions or needs support or guidance in areas of their life. And if I don't have the answer and I don't know, I'll tell you. Or I will reach out and try to channel some information from divine to guide you. But I am always here. I'm always at use. I am a tool for you to use if you need help. So that being said, let's jump into the card and what the Oracle Guidebook says today regarding this, and then we'll go back to balance. So the guidance card is number 15. So that may be a very significant number to you, perhaps a significant date. It could be a repeating number, a synchronistic number that you keep seeing around over and over again. So that's a validation to anyone listening. If that's something that you feel connected to, then this is definitely a message for you. But again, it can be for anyone. So take it as it resonates. But the guidance card says, it is perfect time to ask your supernatural protectors for guidance where it is most needed in your life. Do you have a critical choice to make? Is there a situation that you are not sure how to resolve? In what area of your life do you need direction? Is there an expert or someone you trust you can ask for advice? It's time to look for guidance from those who excel or have personal experience in your current situation. So that comes back to what I can offer you. And right now, I'm just going with the flow. I'm not trying to force messages or force certain readings. I am just going to give you the information as I get it and share it with you as best I can so you understand. But the message I wanted to give you today is about balance and preserving your energy. I do notice that in every occupation, whether you are, say, a plumber, or you work in customer service, or you work behind a computer, pounding away at those keys. Whatever it is that you do in your life, you have to have balance. For instance, with this line of work, with channeling and with doing oracle reads and tarot reads and tapping into my intuitive abilities, for instance, I found that my higher chakras are overly stimulated and my lower chakras are understimulated and are dimming. So I have to find the time to ground myself and come back to reality, because doing this kind of work, you can be very, very much in your crown chakra and in your third eye chakra daily. So if this is something you do and you're constantly in those higher chakras, you're not watering and helping grow and nurture the lower chakras. So that's why we have to find balance. For instance, if you're in sales, you could be overstimulating your throat chakra, and your other chakras are going without the nurturing and the maintenance that they need. So in every walk of life, in every single occupation, no matter what it is you do, you have to look at, what is it that I do? What chakra systems do I utilize the most doing this? And which ones are being neglected? And find the balance to pull yourself out of that arena long enough to focus and strengthen the other chakras in your system. Because we can't constantly be focusing in one area and not the others. And that's the same when it comes to life. Slowing down, taking a break for a minute, analyzing your lifestyle. Where, that phrase, I keep getting it, where you water, it grows. So where are you watering? What areas of your life? This can pertain to downtime, laziness, watching TV, being idle, working too much, overly working, work. It's all about money, paying those bills, which I know is a mindset that many are in right now, because it's hard financially right now to stay on top of things and to pay our bills. A lot of costs have risen, so that's a worry. But we do have to keep in mind that our physical bodies do need rest if you're constantly working. So you need balance there. Do I spend too much time by myself? Do I spend too much time going out and wasting time? Do I not spend any time going out and having fun? We all are on different paths. We all make different choices. We all have different lives and lifestyles. So it is for each one of us to take that time and really take a look at what we're doing with our lives. If we're not happy with the outcomes, what am I doing? Where am I watering so much that everything else is crumbling, or this area of my life is suffering and not getting any attention? And then readjust. That is your responsibility and no one else's. And I found out this week in my time, because I did take the time to reconnect to source and to be still and to call my energy back to me and rejuvenate myself, that I felt much peace and rest. I allowed myself to rest a lot and to just sit. I would sit outside and just be there and not feel pressured to have to do anything or go anywhere or to clean anything. But then, of course, on my break, I had a situation occur where I had a flood in my basement along with many people in my community. And, it was like, okay, I'm not going to be lazy about this. I don't want to have any mold form, so I got to it. I got it done in 2 days, mostly all the work. It was a lot of work, but it turned out to work in my favor. See, when you go with the flow and you don't get upset and you don't say, why me and woe is me and victimize yourself and trust, I was getting a little anxious and starting to feel that way. I had to remind myself that these are lessons. And this is a lesson that I'm going to work through and figure it out, and I'm going to rise above, and I did, and it turned out to work in my favor, where I was able to rearrange my space in a much more coesthetic way, a much more feng shui way, where my workspace and my environment is more harmonic. And now I have a place for my children to practice their music. And it worked out. So sometimes things may seem like it's not okay and it's going to be a negative, but it's really about perspective, actually, and taking it and turning it into something good. And I want to give a shout out to my daughter for reminding me that, because I was starting to unravel a little. And she reminded me about how everything happens for a reason, Mom. And now you can turn this space into something you've always wanted. So I appreciated her in that moment. Like, that was amazing. And to me, it was like a win as a mom, because I felt, wow, like my children hear me and they hear the things that I say and talk about. And now they're here to remind me of those things as well. So it's like I'm creating an environment of even humans in my house where we're all kind of on the same page, and it's a beautiful thing. But anyways, the key message today is to giving yourself space, setting boundaries, and having balance, and finding out what works for you and what doesn't in your life, and finding out where you're suffering and where you're not paying attention to. What are you neglecting in your own life? Not worrying so much about others all the time and everyone around you. I mean, yes, be there for people and be helpful and be loving and kind and giving and supportive. But it is okay, it's 100% okay to take time to just yourself, because you can't be everything for everyone if you're lacking. You need to take that time and figure out what you need to work on, and allow yourself to rest if you need to. Allow yourself to have fun if you need to. If you need to change your diet, do it for yourself and no one else. If you need to change your sleeping patterns or your strict regimen, or maybe becoming a little more lax with your routines, do it. Do it for yourself. It's all about you right now. You need to focus on healing you and balancing out your chakra systems. So that's like a huge one that I took from this past week. I have a lot more to unpack, though, throughout this week. Things that I've jotted down and journaled, and messages that came through to me while I was on break, but they still come through. You can't stop that stuff. But anyways, this is your message for this morning. I sure hope it helps someone out there. Have a great day, and if this message did help, please like, subscribe, share with your friends, comment. I would really appreciate it. Okay, have a great day. Bye-bye.